Hey there y'all, welcome back to Homemade Collectibles channel, and today we're going to review the Jurassic World Hammond Collection Giganotosaurus Target exclusive action figure. Now this review is not really late, but better late than never. And this is a figure I picked up at Target. It's a really cool Mattel action figure, and so let's take a review at it. So first we're going to take a look at the details of this magnificent figure. So here is the head sculpt right there. You can just see how really excellent the head sculpt is. Now I'm sure this figure doesn't have perfect accuracy to the movie, but it looks pretty darn close. And you can see one of my favorite parts about this figure is the teeth. They are on a separate piece and they are rubber, and that's honestly one of my biggest gripes with Mattel figures in the past was the teeth just looked cartoony. It didn't look really great. This is a massive improvement, and not only are they individual pieces, but there's actually some brown texturing to them, so they just look spot on. The tongue is a rubber piece and the gums here are also rubber. If you have the Mattel T-Rex, it's really similar. You can close the mouth really easy. And one thing I like about this figure that they improved from the T-Rex, because this is a same scale kind of figure with the Hammond Collection T-Rex, is that when you open the jaw, it actually doesn't automatically open the bottom one. So with the T-Rex, when you open this jaw, right, the bottom one would open by itself. But here you can actually pose, so if you want to put this jaw a little bit down, you can, and then this won't move up with it. The mouth articulation is individual, and that is absolutely perfect. And they really improved that from the T-Rex. Not that the T-Rex was bad, but you can see their neck is really detailed as well. I'm going to try to pose it out. And it's got those crocodile-like scales on the top. You can see it running through it. This is actually a separate piece, but it's not rubber. I thought this would be a rubber, but it's actually hard plastic, which is okay. And you can just see Mattel did an excellent job in getting the details, the texture. It's got that crocodile-like scales. The arms are pretty good as well. I'm not sure how accurate they are, if they're because I know sometimes with Mattel's figures they make the arms a little bit too big or too small, but I think they look pretty fine. And there's 3 points of movement. You can see the claws there, painted claws, and it's really nice. And then you get the leg, and you can see some brown paint there, black. Toes. And let me actually adjust my camera to show the tail, or actually adjust the background and the figure. And this is a huge figure, it's called a Giganotosaurus. And it's a huge figure, it's bigger. I'm sure this is bigger than the T-Rex, but I mean, just take a look at that. So there's the tail right there. The tail is actually in 2 separate pieces. So the tail is really nicely done. Everything about this figure is nicely done. So the figure is huge. It's huge. And when you get the figure, the tail, obviously you gotta assemble it. And there's 2 points here, right here, and this is of course a bendy tail. Really nice, you can bend that pretty well, but don't exert too much force. Well, I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, it feels pretty strong, but it's rubber, or it's really hard rubber. But yeah, it's just it's honestly really impressive. One of the most impressive things about this figure is how spot on accurate it looks, and that it's only $50 and you can buy it retail. This looks like something that a third-party company made, or I guarantee you if Hasbro made this, it would be a HasLab exclusive, or it would be around 120 bucks. But Mattel managed to get this for $50, and I actually got this figure for $34 because it went on sale for no reason for some of their items at Target's website. But yeah, this figure. Oh, I also forgot that it has the glass eyes, which I don't really care about, but damn, it looks pretty good. But yeah, this is just look at it. It looks just like the film, and it's perfect. Now, you know, the film sucked. This dinosaur sucked in that film. Not the design, it's the way they used the design, but yeah, it looks so good. So for the articulation, you can move the jaws up and down. The tongue is on a joint there, so you can actually pose it up and down. This neck is on a swivel. You can't really move it, rotate it. Like I'm trying to rotate it and it won't. But you can move it side to side as if you want the dinosaur to look right or left. There's articulation here, which you can swivel the head 360, and it can look down that far, up that far. It's not perfect, but you know, it's not bad. It doesn't bother me. The arms, they're excellent. You can swivel the arms side to side, forward and back. And here there is also another joint where you can swivel up and down and rotate it 360. And then the hands, same thing. You can do it that curl pose, break its wrist, swivel it, do whatever you want with it. And that applies the same thing on the other side. No articulation in the body anywhere. I think the T-Rex actually had articulation in like this kind of area. I don't remember I had it. I don't have it anymore. But I'm pretty sure if it did, it doesn't have it here because of obviously this part here, which is fine. The legs can go forward and back. And they can go side to side this far out. So not really that much, but you can, you know, extend those legs like this or push them back. The knee, you can swivel it forward and back that far and rotate it. And then there's also a joint here on this where my finger's at. Swivel it and rotate it. So that's pretty cool because you can. It gives you a lot of mobility to pose those legs, and then also you can swivel the foot, and then up that down that far, up and down that far. Now, one of the improvements they did, which a lot of people wanted them to do, was actually make the foot shorter, because Mattel before made them really, really long sometimes with a lot of their figures, and that's because they want the figures to stand up. This figure can stand by its own with these new feet, but you kind of have to balance it. But you can see it is possible. But that's what the fans want, so that's what Mattel did. Kudos to them. The tail can swivel, go up that far, down that far. And then of course here, you can swivel this tail, down that far, up that far. And then the rest of this is a posable bendy wire. So you can do whatever motion you can with the mobility of that. So I've shown the articulation, the posability, and yeah, overall, I mean, for 50 bucks, I think it's actually 54. You can't really beat it. Now, I don't collect Mattel Jurassic line that much anymore, but this was one I was really interested in because I've always wanted Mattel to make another Hammond collection, alpha large carnivore besides the T-Rex. This is great. This is the Giganotosaurus desperately needed another figure because the Dominion official Giganotosaurus figure was so bad. I reviewed that figure when it came out. You can watch that video in my history of videos and you'll see it, but that figure was really bad. This is a not even a, it's more than 10 times better. It's a trillion times better than that figure. It looks like it came from this looks like it came from a different company compared to that figure Mattel made 2 years ago. So this dinosaur desperately needed a new figure, and this is the superior version. My only personal complaint, and this is just a personal complaint, is that this figure I think is a little bit way too massive for my opinion. I know this isn't scale with 3 3/4 inch and the Hammond collection line, but I like figures that you can kind of carry on the go. Like, you can take this in the car, not that I do that, but take it to the car, take it to the office. This is something you can't really do with that. But that's just my personal, if they made a toy line where this was kind of like scaled down in the new scale, that would be great. But like I said, that is just my own personal little complaint, but not really complaint, just I wish if this was a little bit smaller, like I could take this out with me in the car or whatever, take it to work in the office. That would be great. But that's just a opinion of mine. Other than that, this figure is fantastic. Articulation could be better, but for what it is, I give it a 9 out of 10. So yeah, please let me know if you want to see more videos like this, more reviews, toy reviews of official items. Also, don't forget to check out my homemade collectibles videos of my homemade monsters and kaiju action figures, and also check out my store to make a purchase of my custom figures and my official figures I'm selling. So thank you for watching and have a good day.